When your gifted child acts like a mini adult, or comes off as bossy. Hello and welcome, parents. Gifted kids acting too grown up. The parenting journey is always full of surprises and challenges, especially when your child happens to be gifted. A bright mind can offer deep insights, but it also brings about situations that often leave parents puzzled. Today, we're going to explore two common characteristics seen in gifted children: the tendency to think and act like adults, and the inclination to take the lead, or even appear a bit bossy. More importantly, we'll look at how parents can navigate these behaviors and support their child in the most effective way. This talk will focus on three main parts. First, we'll dive into why gifted children often want to be treated like adults, and the challenges that come with it. Second, we'll decode what's behind the so-called bossy behavior, which often stems from a desire to lead and seek intellectual stimulation. And finally, the most important part, we'll offer practical advice for parents: how to respond when your child wants to act like an adult, how to help them distinguish between control and positive leadership, and what to avoid in order not to hurt or discourage them. Let's begin. When your child wants to be a grown-up, what's behind it? First, let's look at why gifted children often behave like little adults. Gifted kids, with their quick and agile minds, process information on a different level compared to their peers. They tend to have deep thoughts, impressive reasoning, and analytical skills from a young age. Because of this, they often feel like they're mature enough to understand and make decisions like adults, and they expect to be treated that way. They want to be consulted, involved in decisions, and taken seriously. But here's the thing: no matter how smart they are, a child is still a child. They lack life experience and emotional maturity. A 3-year-old who speaks fluently like an adult still isn't ready to decide on their future education or how to manage a household. This mismatch between cognitive ability and real-life experience creates a gap. Gifted children don't always realize what they don't know. So when they aren't treated like adults, or when they're denied something without a full explanation, they may feel it's unfair. That frustration can come out in ways like anger, rudeness, or being bossy and demanding. It's not just the child who struggles. Parents often feel exhausted and defeated. Every day might turn into a battle of explanations, debates, and justifying house rules. The child constantly questions, "Why can't I do this? Why do I have to do that?" And when parents see their child reacting with intense emotions or defiance, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by their lack of emotional regulation. When your child seems bossy, what's the root cause? Now let's talk about another common challenge faced by parents of gifted children: when your child seems to act bossy or controlling. This behavior often stems from deeper needs and personality traits. Firstly, many gifted kids have a strong desire to lead. With their advanced thinking, they often see the best way to organize a game or group activity. They notice who's good at what, who should do what to achieve a common goal. Instead of waiting around while others figure things out, they jump in to take charge, not to bully, but because they see a more efficient path and want others to follow. Secondly, gifted kids often crave intellectual challenges. Many everyday games feel too simple and become boring quickly. To make things more engaging, they may invent new, more complex rules that require strategy and thinking. When they're with like-minded peers, this can be wonderful. They co-create exciting new versions of games. But when playing with others who don't think the same way, constantly changing rules or trying to lead can come across as bossy or difficult to play with. Lastly, sometimes this behavior relates to a desire for control. While not always the core issue, the need to be in charge can be misinterpreted as controlling behavior. It's also important to note that social perceptions vary. A boy who takes the lead might be praised for leadership skills, while a girl doing the same could be labeled bossy. This reflects a broader social bias where harmony and modesty are sometimes valued over leadership, especially in girls. Supporting a child who thinks like an adult. So what should parents do when their gifted child starts thinking and acting like a mini adult? How can we respect their maturity without losing our role as parents? The first key is to try seeing things from your child's perspective. They may not understand why they're being treated differently than they feel they deserve. That's why treating them with respect is essential. What frustrates them most isn't the rules themselves. It's the dismissive or authoritarian attitude they sometimes feel from adults. Be clear about the reasons behind your rules, requests, or decisions. Sometimes, all your child needs is a logical explanation. But be cautious. Gifted children are often natural-born debaters. When conflict arises, state your reasoning clearly and end the discussion. Don't get pulled into endless arguments. Let them know that in your family, the final decision still lies with the parents. To help them feel some autonomy, offer choices within boundaries. Instead of commanding, "Clean your room now," try asking, "Would you like to clean your room before or after dinner?" This gives them a sense of agency while ensuring the task gets done. Above all, always treat your child with respect. Even if they can't make big life decisions yet, take their thoughts seriously. Sometimes, parenting becomes a lot easier when we take time to understand what's behind our child's behavior. That mutual respect and understanding becomes the foundation for a strong parent-child relationship. Guiding a child who likes to be in charge. What about the leadership, or sometimes, bossy, side of gifted children? This is where parents can help turn that tendency into a valuable life skill. If your child tends to order others around, start teaching about fairness and taking turns. Suggest that their friends also get a chance to lead or set the rules. That said, be patient. This can be hard for gifted children, especially if others' ideas feel too simple or disorganized compared to what your child envisions. More importantly, help your child develop empathy and emotional awareness. Talk to them about how others might feel when they're not given a chance, or when one person always calls the shots. Most kids, and even many adults, don't fully understand what leadership really means. True leadership isn't about control. It's about creating opportunities, bringing out the best in others, and helping everyone contribute. Talk with your child about the qualities of a great leader. Help them distinguish between being controlling and leading positively. This helps them understand why simply insisting others follow their way may damage relationships instead of building them. Also, make sure your child knows you support their leadership skills. You're not trying to shut them down. You're helping them use their abilities more effectively and kindly. There are also a few things parents should avoid. Never say, "No one will want to play with you if you're bossy." This can send the wrong message, that getting along is more important than being yourself, and make your child feel like there's something wrong with them. Don't show too much frustration when your child struggles to let others lead, especially if they're feeling disappointed with how others handle things. If your child expresses that frustration, validate their feelings. Let them know you understand. Remember, gifted children often develop unevenly. Advanced thinking doesn't mean they're emotionally or socially mature. Learning to be a good leader and understanding others takes time. Don't expect your child to change overnight. Be patient. Guide them gently, step by step, as they grow. Raising a gifted child is a unique journey, one that requires deep understanding, patience, and unconditional love. By recognizing your child's unique traits, you'll be able to walk alongside them and help them reach their full potential, not just intellectually, but emotionally and socially, too. Wishing all parents strength, clarity, and joy on this incredible journey of parenthood.